Well, hi everyone, this is Dr. Shota with this week's video introduction to week number 2 of our course in Nursing Theory and Roles of Professional Nursing. And actually, this is my first actual video for this course. Usually, I always start week number 1 with an introductory video. However, last week I was ill. I've had an upper respiratory infection, and in fact, I'm going to try to get through this video without coughing too much. So it was difficult for me to make the video last week, but each week from here on out, usually on either Sunday or on Monday, I will be completing these video introductions, which I find help make the class, I think, a little bit more real. Let you know that there's an instructor here that you can talk to and ask questions of. I will address questions as much as I can in these video introductions, particularly any concepts that seem like they seem a little bit unclear, a little bit confusing. In week number 1, to review, we talked about this concept of nursing as an occupational versus profession. And of course, I think for just about everybody, all of you had responded that, well, of course nursing is a profession. How can anybody question is nursing a true profession or not? Why would somebody even question nursing is a profession? And there's a really good reason why. Is because until recently, it's really only been the last several years that most nursing graduates graduated from a college program. Up until the 1960s, most nurses just completed a diploma school. It was all on the job training. There was no true professional training that was involved with nursing. Even, for virtually everybody in this class, most of you anyway, have graduated from an associate degree program. An associate degree is by definition not a professional degree. As a matter of fact, by definition, a true professional degree is a master's degree. A bachelor's of science degree is an undergraduate degree, not really even a full graduate. So therefore, some would consider even a bachelor's degree as to be questionable professional education preparation for a true profession. And the idea here isn't because people would question it, because everybody would agree that nursing has an important role, and that the role that we nurses do is, of course, very important. And the vast majority of nurses out there have very high professional standards. But it's important because when we're talking about analyzing and discussing and developing healthcare delivery systems, it requires individuals that are prepared in nursing research or in research and statistics, in leadership, and in many things more than just taking care of patients at the bedside. And so that's why it comes up as a question, and that's why some individuals would question as to whether nursing really is truly fully prepared to participate at that level. But that's why everybody's here. That's why you're in this program, is because you are wanting to be able to meet those educational professional goals. And but I wanted to just wrap up the discussion as to that's why this discussion is important. And that's why nursing sometimes gets stereotyped as being less than a true profession. I think many of the stereotypes of nursing are that, we brought them up in class a little bit. We'll be talking about them more. But there's a lot of stereotypes of nursing out there that, nurses are the doctor's handmaiden, mostly female, and not, well, if you became a nurse, it's because you're not quite really good enough or smart enough to become a doctor. Sometimes that is an attitude that is, prevalent with some people. But, of course, that's not accurate. And we need to fight those stereotypes when we run into them. But that's why it's important, though. That's why it's important to continue this conversation, and why it is an important part of this particular class. For week number 2, the first thing I want to point out, please notice that I have extended the due date for your journal. You have a weekly journal that was due on Friday. I'm going to have all the journals and all the written assignments are going to be due on Sunday of each week. I feel that it's only fair really to give you the whole week to work on those written assignments. So you'll see that I have changed that. If you have it on your calendar to have it done by Friday, by all means, you can do it anytime this week if you would like to. But the actual journal and any of the written assignments we do on Sunday evenings always. The discussion questions, the initial response will always be due on Wednesday. The follow-up responses to peers will always be due on Saturday. Sunday is kind of an off day. Technically, it's a day when, the Sundays are off, so that when everybody has a Sunday off, and two, gives me a day to kind of come in and grade those discussions, although I usually grade discussions the middle of the week after a discussion is concluded. So, but just note that that's what the timelines for all the discussion questions are going to be. Wednesday, your initial response, minimum two follow-up posts to your peers on subsequent days. They can't be done on the same day. They're always going to be due by Saturday evening. And then I'm usually following up and giving feedback through the weekend. Usually I start my feedback on Wednesday or Thursday of each week. I usually wait till there's some discussion that comes up before I start to chime in and start to pose new questions. But usually you'll see the bulk of my participation in class is usually going to be in that Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Those are usually the days that I'm most heavily in class. And so this week, the discussion, we're going to start talking about nursing theory, and you're going to start talking about application of nursing theory. And I have posted your groups, so you're going to start your group work this week also. Your first group assignment is due in week 3, I believe. So I just answered a discussion question that came up, I believe from Audrey, about where do you post? Is it in the Teams link or is it in the discussion link? And to be honest with you, it doesn't matter too much to me, as long as everybody knows where you need to be communicating. You can choose either the discussion question or the Teams link. This is something that I need to look at as to why Blackboard has actually built 2 different team areas. It's not really the actual design, it's just the way that just the way that it happened through the groups tools apparently in Blackboard. But do not worry, if your team is, as long as everybody's communicating together, if you're using the Teams link or the discussion Teams link, either one works for me. Whichever one you find easiest and has the best tools for you to use, feel free to use either one. It's just a mechanism for you to go ahead and communicate. So I look forward to participating in class with you and participating in the discussions. We've been off to a great start so far. Look for your first feedback from me on your discussions to come about middle of this week, probably by Wednesday. I'm recording this on Martin Luther King Day, so those of you that celebrate Martin Luther King Day, I hope you had a great day. For those of you that it's just another Monday and you had to work today, well, it's Monday, what can I tell you? Look for these videos usually on Sunday night or Monday night of each week. I look forward to participating in class with you once again, and I'll see you in the discussion forums.